boundaries. I'm standing and sitting around all these sounds I see. Blessed Allah that I found the key. That's how we be.
We are by no means ashamed of our cultural background. Not a tad bit afraid of change. Look around, it's the same old thing.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Oh, no, I can't call it. Trying to maintain, overlooking these boundaries. I gotta be righteous, I gotta be me. I gotta be conscious, I gotta be free. I gotta be able, I gotta attack. I gotta be stable, I gotta be black. Who is that surrounding me? Enemy, you crossed the wrong boundary. Poof, wicked witness, wizardry. Disappear from here and end up in the tree. Cross the wrong boundary. Once we have the knowledge of some people, then we could be free and no devil could ever enter the boundary. I stand and listen around all these sounds I see. Blessing all that I found the key. That's how we be.
The sharpshooting wizard, but not a grand dragon. A chop off the block, but my pants ain't sagging. Got a strong ass grip, but my name ain't money grip. Like Gladys better when she sang with the pips. And when it comes to strength, I'm surely of the stronger. And when it comes to death, I pray my children live longer.
Yo, welcome to Spotlight On, featuring the LA Underground Legends.
Bubbly, bro.
Broadcasting live from the Merck Park. I got some real OGs in here today. Everybody introduce yourselves.
Hey, I can start from this side. It's Ellay Khule, a.k.a. Rifleman, Hip Hop Clan, baby.
Yes, sir.
Yo, Self Jupiter, a.k.a. Jupiter Cabra, Freestyle Fellowship. Myka, Nyne, that's all love.
And I'm Born of Law, alias the Apostle Sweet Daddy Grace, representing the Church of Hip Hop and Financial Prosperity. Yeah, man. But I'm glad y'all was able to come in today, man. I really wanted to take the opportunity to feature some LA Underground legends and really go into some historical stuff, man. And one of the things that I always tend to stress to people that you have two bloodlines in Los Angeles. You have the gangster bloodline that was mainly very popular and what we're really known for, that really generates from Dr. Dre, the NWA bloodline and stuff like that. But then you have the other end of the spectrum in Los Angeles, which is really the lyricism, the real hip-hop, the hip-hop purists, to say that really, from when I look at it historically, really generates and comes from the Good Life on Crenshaw and Exposition. And for the people who don't know about the Good Life, it was an open mic place that used to take place at a health food store on Crenshaw and Exposition in the early 90s. And it used to be there every week, Thursday, and Cash used to get in there and bust for, 2 hours?
2 hours.
Yeah, 2 hours.
8 to 10.
Yeah, 8 to 10.
Seemed like forever, though, right?
No, it seemed a lot longer than 2 hours.
Yeah. And a lot of prominent acts came out of this place. Freestyle Fellowship was one of the more popular people that came out of there. Volume 10.
Mod,
yeah.
Skilo.
Jurassic 5.
Yeah, Jurassic 5. Skilo was actually nominated for a Grammy. I wish I was a little bit taller. I think anybody else out of the Good Life was interviewed. I mean,
Far Side.
Oh, the Far Side. Okay, so
Other people came through, got down from time to time.
Yeah.
Peace,
DJ
Aladdin. I mean, Cash used to roll through there.
Right.
Global Flirtatious, 2000.
Joe, your buddy Joe.
Cat. Joseph Lundberg.
Joseph.
Right.
Yeah.
So as you can hear, it's a lot of history that comes out of this place, man.
And F. Gary Gray.
Oh yeah, come on. It was even featured in a movie called This Is the Life. Ava DuVernay did a movie called This Is the Life that you guys could actually check out on Netflix, man. Yeah, very, very good film, man, as far as going into a little bit into this history. But what I want to tap into is like what took place before that, because I got history with you guys. Like this isn't like just me coming in here and meeting you guys for the first time. I mean, me and Ellay Khule, I think me and him might go back to junior high as far as seeing each other in the scene and stuff like that. Same thing with Myka, So I would love to hear y'all history prior to getting to the Good Life, and you would bring you guys into that direction and stuff like that. As far as I know a lot of what you guys do now spawn from the Good Life, Project Blowed, and things of that nature. But I want to know what got you guys to that point. Where were you at? What you were going through and doing and stuff that got you guys to the Good Life?
Well, I'll take that one then. So far as Good Life been defined for me as like a creative collective and a workshop and a platform, for young MCs to, express themselves. Leading up to that, we would go to what was known as the Radiotron or Radio. Shout out Mr. Carmelo. And along with breakdancers and graffiti artists and other ex-gang members or, kids trenched out the street. We were able to hone our craft. Then also we had Slam It or Jam It off of La Brea, and I remember Snoop used to come through there.
Right.
And then from the West Coast to the East Coast, I was able to kind of go back and forth through the years around that time leading up to The Good Life. And I would hit a lot at the coffee houses where they'll have the open mic vibration there, and it'd be late at night and everybody's wired on coffee, and they think I'm going to get up there and do my poetry. And I get up there, I start busting.
Right.
You dig? So I was able to express myself like that. So those sort of arenas, as well as like high school, junior high school, the talent shows, the pep rallies, the battles.
Right.
So
I always tell the story all the time. The first time I met AC and Myka was at the Mardi Gras, battling them at the Mardi Gras. At the UCLA Mardi Gras, man. So that lets you know how far back we go.
Yeah, shout out
too many fightings.
Shout out Puns.
Yeah, shout out Big Pun.
Right.
Like back pockets,
Right.
There's a lot of fights going on in there.
Absolutely.
Primarily leading up to that, just rapping in the
People used to be
streets.
serious about that rap shit.
Oh, man.
Hollywood Highland.
I mean, even breaking or just
Well, how did you get over to it? Because I prior to Fellowship and The Good Life, I don't know a lot about your background and like where you came from. How did you end up, not necessarily rapping, but what was your path that led you to The Good Life and then to eventually Freestyle Fellowship and things of that nature?
I used to be the guy that was like, well, first of all, I went to elementary with these guys. I remember
Hillcrest.
Yeah, Hillcrest Elementary, but also like Shawanock Road or whatever. But I definitely remember Mike. Through the years, just that kid, you know what I mean? I wasn't really close to him or whatever till like, I don't know, what, junior high school. But Eddie, I remember like 5th grade, hanging out with him. I knew Eddie rap. He didn't.
Eddie's AC, y'all get
AC
super.
alone. Oh, yeah. Eddie Hayes, AC alone. I remember AC rapping, but he used to be kind of like hiding it, like, it was like, yeah, I'm, I won't let you into this. You know what I mean? This is what I do, you know what I mean? And I remember him like, I was first hearing him like rap, and I'm like, oh damn, I didn't know you get down like that, homie. Like it wasn't no like fake. It was like I really do this,
Right.
And he used to have these radios or whatever. I used to clown him on his radios. He had like a 10-speaker radio that wasn't really loud. And I'd be like, homie, you need an amp on that radio. Because we had jokes, you know what I mean? But whatever. But Ace definitely. MC Aces, and then obviously I met Teaspoon, Microphone Mike, obviously these cats. Man, just listen to them, on the streets. The homies, it was gangbangers asking them to rap, and they put down a rap on,
Right.
you know what I mean? And the homies used to love them. Like, every time they be out there serving, doing their thing, and be like, hey, y'all, hey, these the homies, they be rapping or whatever. Call them over, they do a little show or whatever.
Right.
They have like the little, like iron on the grass, like lifting weights.
Yeah,
like,
that pig iron. You know what that is, man.
Hey, y'all don't go nowhere. Hey, rap, homie.
Right.
You know what I mean? Still buffing and whatever.
No question.
But just listening to them all through the years, man, and I was like, okay, yeah, I see what they doing. I got me a pen and pad and, started doing my own thing. And, at one point, they kind of hit me up like, no, I got you. I know you got some heat.
Right.
Or whatever. I think I came from Tennessee or whatever. I moved out to Tennessee. Trying to find myself. I think I was like 17, 18. That was my first rap. I said it on the phone, you know what I mean, kind of shy, but like,
who'd you say it on the phone to?
To them.
Oh, okay.
They was trying to get me back. I think I was going through some I was like, yeah, I think I was gonna go like join the military or something. They was like, man, you finna join the military? What? But not join them, you know what I mean?
Right.
I'm like,
my daddy said the black man ain't got no place in it.
They hit me with the, you know what I mean, the black man got no place for the military. I'm like, all right.
Conscientious objective.
So they I know I said something like some lyrics over the phone, and they was like, my nigga, you need to come and record that.
Right.
And I think when I got back, we was doing The Good Life or whatever. That's when I met Keyshawn, Ganja K, Bombay. It was like, it was all the collective of homies, Mean Green, and it was like, yeah, like we was going to these clubs. I remember off of Los Angeles, I don't remember the name. But these were the clubs we used to go to try to get the mic. At some point,
We're going to bum rush the stage.
It was all about
okay. That is an overall Los Angeles mentality, man. You know what I'm saying? We're going to bum rush the stage at some point or another.
Right. And they had I remember, the Jamalski and the. I mean, we really wasn't fly enough to be in these clubs. You know what I mean? We sneaking in the back door.
Barely got in with the sneakers on. You can't.
They wouldn't let us in the ultra wave.
Right. Well, to see that's another thing that I want to hit, the little scenes and stuff like that.
But they let me hit it the Total Experience right here.
Oh yeah, Total Experience.
First gig with E-Rule. Shout out to Real Alive, Queen Latifah, Tolo.
Right. Now, how about you, Khule, man? Because it's so funny, man, when I think of my LA hip hop underground history, man. Before we actually knew each other intimately, we always knew each other's face. Like, we always seen each other. I think you broke up the time watching me rap up at World on Wheels when I was down with Bedrock Crew.
Like that.
Yeah, so tell us something about your history, man, prior to coming to the good life.
Me, I came from, I grew up in the hundreds of Broadway, and I just moved to the west side at a perfect time. I was like 12, 13 years old, and I started my first freestyle, over in my hood, maybe about 10 years old, a couple of years before that, but just playing around, not really on no rapper. But my family, they all musicians, you know what I mean? My mom used to sing in all the clubs out here in the 70s, all that. So my uncles, Pterodactyl Father, my other uncle, bass players, guitar players, so it was in the blood. I moved over here, went to Mount Vernon Junior High School, started getting a pretty good reputation for a young MC. As far because dudes was funny stories about like high school, they older than me by a few years, right?
Right.
So the dudes that they used to beat, they would at their high school they would come to my junior high school for me after a while. So I was like, y'all some suckers, man.
Them MC Aces was real live headhunters, man, back in the day, yo.
Oh, no.
Because I played ball
I know
for
that.
Dorsey.
I know.
So,
Look,
I
my
played ball
brother
for
used to
Birmingham
come home.
and go
This
around.
is how I used to hear about them. He used to make me mad because my brother, he went to school with y'all, DJ True. So he would come home and tell me battle for battle every day, everything that happened, the stuff with Twilight War and y'all, all that. Like I used to know all them Radio Ron, Ernski, Chills, all them dudes. I know all them dudes too.
Right.
So we was all. I'm younger than all y'all, so all these spots y'all couldn't get them. I really couldn't get in none of them. You feel me? But the only place I could really get in was World on Wheels. It's like how you said.
World
So
on
I
Wheels
used to
is
be there
still there.
all the time. You feel me? All the time. I saw LL Cool J there. I saw BDP.
everybody.
I saw
Ice-T.
Curtis Blow, Ice-T, Killer Dayton's, Poetry in Motion. You know what I mean? Like that's how I got like my real great hip hop experiences were from World on Wheels. Even with all the trauma, with all the gangs and dudes getting beaten, shot, and all that, I would still go every week. Just like whatever. I had to be here because it was a really a hip hop experience down there. And then like say bumping into Born would be like at the mall.
Like that.
Because we was like, all the places we would be, it's, we used to, because back in the day, you remember we didn't have a dress code yet. A hip hop LA dress code.
Yeah.
So
Because when you was a hip hop person, they would always say you were in New York. They put
you
it
in New York.
associated with New York.
But we did that, like me and my brother did it purposely. We rocked the Kango because I just came from a stupid gangbang element. So I was trying to like detach myself from that. You feel me? So I was like, this is my uniform. You feel me? So of course dudes would see me. I was like, the Kango, the Adidas, the sweatsuits, the chains, and all that.
He ain't
and
claiming.
they pull right over. They pull right over.
You used to wear what your mama bought you.
Right.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So we was dressed in uniform, and then I made up this term. I was like, man, I ain't know if they going to pull up for rapping, capping, or scrapping. You know what I mean? So because sometimes you didn't know why people was pulling up on you.
Right.
Sometimes
One
I
could
thought
lead
it
to
was
the
because they wanted to battle, but it's like,
One
no,
could
little
lead to
dude,
the
give me
other,
that Kango. Dudes jack me for Kangos, for fur hats, for
One could
everything
lead to the
that
other.
one could lead to the other. So, you would see Born. You would hear about Microphone Myka. Prior to that, it's like the rapper Tears and
TDF.
Frankenstein, and like
Rappenstein.
Rappenstein. You know what I mean? Like all these
TDF
dudes.
that was down with Ice-T and stuff.
Jolly Joe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because coming up, I rapped at the back of the school during the mandatory busing phase, and then rapped at Audubon. But then around that time, you heard about I Fresh.
Yes, I Fresh. Yes,
shout
yes.
out Ben Caldwell,
Yes,
where
yes.
it's like, okay, it's a workshop, but it's a movie they're working on or something. But like they're over there in Leimert Park rapping, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And then we would just sneak into the clubs. I remember like being young, sneaking into the Fever, trying to get on the mic, or just going to different high schools and battling MCs after the basketball game, because I played for Birmingham in their first year going for A division. That was when we went to all the Ellay schools. So even though our teams was losing, we barely
and I
made
think
it to
one
the
of the key
quarterfinals.
things that we all on the same page about is the battle aspect that really took place. I think all of us came up with the competitive thing, because really nobody was dropping no music really at the time. So only thing it was the, hey, I'm better than you. The competition, the sport of hip hop took place.
One thing I like to say too. Battle was, I think, there was different shades of a battle too. Because I remember, homies, especially The Good Life. I mean, it was one of those, like, sometimes it was like meeting a fool with the verse, but I'm gonna cut your head off, and then you'll hit with something. Like after a while, they'd be like, okay, go here,
right?
Like, and then I remember seeing or hearing when the homie would just break out into some beautiful poetry, like, and dudes would be standing looking in the air, like, and then they couldn't compete with like that, you know what I mean? Because I was like, no, that's a beautiful little poetry.
That's high art.
And one thing I really wanted to tap on is the writing aspect of it, because Myka, I recall you was writing for a lot of the early was the Ruthless stuff, like what was that, the MIA or MC that you wrote for with those guys over there? Was it MIA?
NWA?
No,
no, not NWA. It was Rappenstein.
I know Rappenstein and
I remember Rappenstein.
was the song Cheer or Scream?
Scream. I wrote a couple songs for them, and it was a few other MCs. I want to say with Bo Bill. Just I can't recall offhand.
But you
just
didn't
writing
do
for RBX,
right?
Just writing for Cat Studio years around that time.
Okay, well, none of those
interesting
people
about
was
the
associated
NWA
with.
joint, right?
Right.
It was NWA and the Posse,
right?
And then they consolidated the group and took some of the other songs and artists off. But Ellay, you were on that first album cover too, correct?
On the album cover, yes.
And weren't you giving up the W with a 40 ounce? You had a 40
No,
ounce?
I actually had a bat.
Oh, you had a bat.
I had a bat. And
Because the
I
first
was like
album
15. Actually, like the story with that was, the same like how we were talking about earlier.
And then we in the Posse, right? The one I
it's the Posse Chapter 2. It's like how Born was saying, it's two lineages in LA hip hop. I happen, just because that cover, I'm on both sides of the lineage, because the NWA and the Posse was that first record.
Yeah.
The cover we own is called The Posse Chapter 2 because of that.
Exactly.
So they tried to make us look like, like a spinoff of them, but it wasn't even like us
the first one was
rapping. It was a Digital Underground on that, DJ Battle Cat, Ice-T. It was all type of West Coast rappers on that CD because it was Macola Records. Yeah. And we used to all go up there. You be hungry.
Right.
You young. You're like, yeah, well, we're all the hip hop at. So we'd go to K-Day right here. We went to Macola Records, and we'd be up in the office like y'all gonna sign us, hounding them like 15, 16 years old. So one day they was like, you know what? Y'all been here, a lot. We doing a cover today. Y'all gonna be on the cover. We gonna give y'all $25 or $50 a piece, and we was all like, oh yeah, album cover.
Y'all thought they was breaking bread, right?
Oh man, you get $50 for writing these classic jams, man.
So that's how that cover happened, though. Because we used to just hang out at Macola Records inside the lobby and harass them, trying to get deals and meet people.
That was interesting.
Now, what brung y'all? How did y'all end up getting to The Good Life?
The Good Life for me was I didn't go the first night. Or even probably the second night, but I'm pretty sure it was Jupiter and Ace.
Go to the first night.
Was that the first night? Yeah. What happened was they said, we're going to do this thing at this cafe.
Flyers.
It's a vegetarian cafe, and we can get up there and rap. So I'm thinking it's going to be popping. I get up there, it's me, Jupe, Ace, and I think I might have saw Arcane Blaze and maybe the homie Rick Love at the time.
The whole thing was that you had me at free mic or open mic.
Right. Nobody was there.
You had me at open mic.
And it was free at the beginning, remember? And they gave out popcorn and stuff.
Oh, man.
Popcorn in the tables.
Right. That got me there.
That was it. What was that, 88?
It was 89.
89?
Actually, that year, yeah. The first year was 89.
Because I recall one of my brothers I was teaching at the time, a law culture. He was the one that actually put me on it. I came in with my chest out because, I actually had my first record deal when I got out of high school with Movement X, and I was signed to Columbia before they became Sony. So, I came in with a chip on my shoulder like I was signed. So, this is, whatever, but just the camaraderie and just the creativity that took place in this place, man.
I think the reason why we felt so at home because we was from the beginning. You know what I mean? If you was in the beginning, we felt a certain like this is our house,
right,
or whatever. So, we got over the jitters and stage fright, all that stuff was gone.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like you ain't signed on the list. What's going on with yourself?
Right.
Well, look,
peer pressure.
The Good Life went through a lot of different stages, just like how you were saying. The first night, nobody there pretty much, and then the first few months is just real quiet, quaint, a few people, and it start building up. You know what I mean? That's when I used to have the popcorn and the tables, the round tables. And you used to go sit at one of those round tables, and you kind of just listen, like, this is kind of dope. It was real quiet, but then it just started building up. Like I went one time. And how I got there was capital AK. Chicken nugget head ass. Yeah, Akbar. He the one brought me first over there. Yeah, because he was busy bass. He was our beatbox at that moment.
Right.
Maybe
he used
like
to beatbox
a rap
for me
or two.
I went to high school with a capital AK, so he used to beatbox for me back in the
maybe
day,
like
too.
a rap or two, like not really, like he didn't really have no raps, but you could tell that that's what he wanted to do. So he used to hang with us, and him, Ganja, and everybody that lived over there close to Virginia Road over there, they was all a tight unit over there. Whether it's Mean Green, Dank Will, Mark the Murderer, Ganja K, Akbar, they was all like on one block over there. You feel me? So when I met him, I went over there to Virginia Road and I see Mean Green. They was calling Teely back in the day. He was just up there dunking, just boom. Boom, doing some master. I'm like, this dude is crazy with
Charles,
it.
they used to ball as big brother. They both
that dude was crazy with the basketball back in the day, and that was before he was really like on the pen like that too. He was just like a young kid. His passion was basketball, and then he started getting into the the weed thing. With
just to add on, I noticed that like a lot of MCs, those same MCs that you would see in elementary and junior high school and high school in the LA area. Started, people you might have seen coming and going from iFresh or Slam Jam or Radiotron or Dropping Science on Dina, with Zozer and them, started coming to the Good Life. And so then you didn't want to miss a week no matter where you were at. And you had something new that you were working on during that week. And by the time that Thursday came, you had it memorized, and had your beat ready to go.
But see, these guys was a lot of, I say AC, he's always... that notebook, that book, man, that was like precious to him. Like,
his rap book?
Oh my God.
Most definitely.
It was like his Bible?
I'm like, what you got up in there, homie?
Most definitely.
And he'd be like, no, man, give me that back, homie. I don't play with my rap book. I'm like, homie, but what's up?
I used to be like that too.
It's like your diary, like a tinner on your diary.
Now, let me ask y'all about some of the spots that was popping, during that time as far as you coming up in hip-hop where the battle took place. I hear you guys mention Radiotron. Total Experience.
The street scene that had been going on since like early 80s, 84.
Oh, rest in peace, Silk Ski.
Herb Man, he remembers some of my rhymes, the referee from the UFC, the guy with the locks and stuff. He hits me up with the I'm sorry. Or if we were hanging out at the Crenshaw Swap Meet at the hot dog stand. Or if we were
Earl's hot dog stand. That used to be, I had plenty of battles over there back when they used to be in front of the Crenshaw Swap, not Crenshaw, what was Swap Meet was that called?
Crenshaw Swap Meet.
Yeah, Crenshaw Swap Meet.
Hollywood, Highland, when we would sneak at certain clubs, Gaslight, Gas Lamp, other bastions of where just hip hop would happen would be, could even
Water
be
the Bush,
Fairfax and Melrose,
Was Water the Bush prior to, or did that run?
It was
Water
Last
Bush
Shot.
on
Last Shot
Hollywood
was like
Boulevard.
Last Shot turned into Water the Bush.
Okay, so that's right. That was
just a
prior.
little bit before.
United Nations.
Yeah.
Rest in
United
peace, Bigger
Nations.
B. And then that turned into Unity.
Look, the thing downtown, the Casa.
Yeah.
I used to pop back in the day.
What about the
Sneaking in there.
Jungle? Was it the Jungle House, or what was it called?
Concrete Jungle. No, not
No,
Concrete
no.
Jungle. Jamaica House.
Jamaica House. That was another. I seen everybody at Jamaica House, man. Like that was
Brown
one of
rice
the
and
spots,
barbecue.
man, that used to really pop off. All the acts that came out with product and stuff like that when they made their Ellay run. That was the big place to be during that time, man.
And again, I mentioned Ultra Wave earlier, but
Ultra Wave, like that was a real West Side
Shout
thing,
out
man.
TDF and them,
Yeah, and that was really a scene for because I remember the LA scene during the day when brothers was wearing
Venice
the,
Beach too.
Oh,
We mentioned it, but Venice Beach too.
Yeah,
Venice, of course, is very.
I had a lot of
active
battles at Venice Beach because you keep walking up
Kingston
and
12.
people just see
Kingston 12 as well. And then you can't forget about the battles inside Fox Hills Mall and the clock tower, and the security would run us off because we could have such a big crowd.
And on your buses, you catch them on the buses.
The buses,
regular
the bus
public
stops.
transportations, the bus
That
stops.
battleground type
That's the
stuff, man.
RTD.
That's really
theaters.
where this underground LA hip hop thing really came from, man. That battleground type stuff, man.
Yeah.
And while we talking about battling, man, just to throw this in there, man, how do you guys feel about the battle scene that's going on now, this acapella battling and stuff like that, King of the Dot, URL, and all that other stuff that how they doing it now
I like a
compared to
little
how
bit of
they
I
did it?
love it, man. They
like
crush. They crush, and the focus is on the lyrical content, and they give you time to react to the potency of the
part.
delivery, where it's not so constrained, let's say, by rules, regulations, or even music or beats.
Mm-hmm.
And, it kind of reminds me of ever so slightly like the Dolomite sort of vibrations when they would just kind of run their rhymes
Right,
where
right.
it wasn't necessarily in a rap cadence, but just the intensity, you can feel it. And I have respect for it because sometimes back in the days we would have battles where we didn't have a beatbox and nobody could.
Right.
I mean, I could beat and rhyme at the same time, but other
Right.
people couldn't. So you kind of got a little taste of the archaic aspect of hip hop battling. And
Somebody's calling.
Oh, I think we got a call in, man. Who's
Right
on
on.
the line?
Word.
Yo, am I on?
Yes, you are.
I can't hear nothing.
I can hear him.
I just wanted to shout out to all of, the entire Freestyle Fellowship, all of them.
Dig.
Word.
It's all
of the
love.
Good Life, everyone. You guys probably made some of the best raps that have been not topped for 30 years or something.
Oh, that's dope, man. I know they appreciate that. What's your name, sir?
I'm Owen. I'm from Portland, Oregon.
Okay.
Respect.
Oregon.
Okay.
Hey.
Shout out to
Yeah,
Oregon.
man. Well, we appreciate you calling in, man. What's your favorite Freestyle Fellowship song?
Well, I've been listening to. I had to show my friend 5 O'Clock Follies.
Yeah.
He was trying to say he was trying to show me some Chance the Rapper, which he's dope. But he was like, "Oh, this is some good jazz rap and the rhythms and whatever." And I'm like, "Well, this song's
Dig.
Word.
unbeatable."
Dope.
That's dope. That's dope, man. Well, we appreciate you calling in, man, and showing the love, man. How old are you, man? Can I ask? Because you sound like you're kind of young, and you went back to 5 O'Clock Follies, boy. That's an old school classic.
I was young when I
B-boy.
did that. I was
Word.
18, 19, something crazy.
Right. How old are
Yeah,
you?
I'm 17. So.
Oh, wow.
Oh, man.
17, they listening still.
That was
See,
like
that's
a young
dope.
30
That's
years ago.
dope, man.
Maximum
That's
respect.
dope. Yeah, man. I'm really proud, man, to hear, man, that people would really, because you don't get that from
Right.
young people, man, that
Right.
they really appreciate it. Because to
Right.
me, it seems like young people start their hip hop history from what's popping now,
Yeah.
and they don't consider, older stuff. I think that's the difference between
Or the
us.
first thing they heard.
Right, exactly.
Instead of being like, well, what came before that? What
Right,
influenced them?
right,
We went all the
right.
way back. I know I did.
Are you an artist yourself?
Am I what?
Are you an artist? Do you perform in any way?
You rap?
I don't rap or anything. My brother makes beats. We got Myka to rap on one time.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Just a quick freestyle. So that was it. I'm not really a musician. I just really appreciate what you guys have done.
Dope.
Oh, okay, cool.
It's
cool.
real dope,
Well,
man. Well, we appreciate you calling in all the way from Oregon, man. Thanks you for
Yeah.
calling, man. You take care of yourself.
Yeah,
Yes,
you
sir.
guys too, man. Peace.
All right.
It's all love.
It's all love. Peace. Yeah, that's dope, man. To hear that man said he was 17 years
that's
old,
dope.
man. How does that make y'all feel, man, to hear that somebody like that, man, that
I trip
appreciate
because I
your
was
art?
rhyming at 17, active, but we didn't have all this technology and modern
It's
stuff,
not-
much less access to artists in the same arena that they have now.
Right.
Albeit online, because when I was that age, I was trying to take off on Ice-T and take off on Run DMC and then back then,
Right.
rhyming wise, I had that big Kango acting like, Clint Eastwood or something. You can just barely see the whites of my eyes peering through the rim of my Kango.
Dig that.
Right.
Trying to get out of Abstract Road, just touched down. It's all love.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, with the tools that they have nowadays, you can really find out who is listening to your music.
But Dick, 30
with
years
the
ago,
Spotify and everything like that.
30 years ago, and hip-hop wasn't 30 years old when we were 17.
Right.
It was maybe 20.
True. Was it that really? Like barely.
Somewhere around here. Somewhere around.
Well, you would know because you're from the Bronx. You know where. Like, you asked that kind of facetious. You know exactly where it's from.
Yeah. I mean, it to me, just to hear that, man, at these kids, because one of the key things, one of the points that I was making is that these young guys don't never reach back. They always start from where they're at, and I think the difference between our generation is that we didn't have no control. All these kids now, they get to listen to what they want to. They put their headphones
personal. I always say that they have their personal space to listen to what they want to. We had to listen to what our parents. So that's why we love all that old stuff, and we play it today. Right. They don't even get to. We don't share our music the same way that our parents did back in the day because everybody had their headphones on and in their own world
and zoning out.
Our oldies their oldies dance different too. Even though we dance a little different, like there's not really slow jams like in the same scene that cross collateralized with the creative aspect of the music. You did.
They don't even dance
we're
at
their
parties
oldies
anymore.
And we're like their oldies, low key.
That's done.
Yeah, they don't dance at parties no more. I can't remember the last time I went to the club. Yo, what kills me, I go to shows now, man, and people will stand there. They be like, such and such is DJing. And the people will come and stand in front of the DJ and watch it.
Yeah,
they performing.
They dance too.
He performing.
I've been
It's a
to
display.
both.
Really?
Yeah, you put some dance music on, what I mean? Sure.
I mean, when we go to our scenes, like when I go to, I forget what the new popping thing that they
Low
got,
End
man.
Theory versus tonight at the airliner. Shout out Daddy Kev and them. You're going to catch a lot of looking at
he
those
plays
just standing.
a little bit of everything.
It's like a beat gallery, the beat scene, rather.
Okay.
But there they do. I know exactly what you mean, though. Like
right.
Standing there, posted, and like seeing
all they
them,
do is watching and posting and taking pictures.
But this is the age of producers as it was. It seemed like this is it changed. It went to now producers get their shine now, and the rappers take the second, the back seat.
Right. Who's beat you
know
on
what I mean?
now? That's really the
what I mean. So
DJs are shining more. You dig, and now it's getting into the beat producer and how they trigger their tracks with the MIDI and other, sort of instruments and stuff. And
so, how do you guys find yourselves? What do you do in order to break through all the saturation of the market right now, man? To me, the market is very, very saturated and it's very hard to cut through, man. Especially for people that deals with what I like to call adult contemporary hip hop. What we do, underground hip hop. I mean, what are y'all methods as really as far as getting your music out, being heard, and being embraced? Like, how are you guys going about doing that nowadays?
I say get with the. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I say getting with the. I guess producers or somebody that that's out there a little bit. It always kind of been kind of producer driven a little bit. I mean, at some point you do have to like someone produced you. Unless you did yourself. Mm-hmm. When I think about like inner city griots, I think about if it wasn't for Matt or you know what I mean, and JMD and what I'm saying, these cats producing us, kind of like this is why I see your high points, and this is why I'm not finna produce this. I want to see, they had a vision, I guess. You know what I mean?
Well, I would just add on real quick. Premiering the market these days, you want to have solid team, and if not, an independent or underground sense, you want to have solid aggregation. A company, let's say like Alpha Pup, and your own imprint, and you have a project that's that you put together on your own. This is if it's not a side project like a feature or a featured EP or a feature long play or mixtape, and you want to have 2 to 3 videos to boot and everything like in a cohesion where once everything's launched, you get the videos, the singles, and you get the placement, a premier launch entity for your video, for example. Hip Hop DX, a complex or something like that, and then radio styles, might want to vend out to a PR person for. A month run or 2-month run, someone that's making those calls on your behalf to get you placements and interviews. And then finally, touring your project, getting out of town, and hopefully it all is around the same time, naming your tour after or something similar to your project that you're putting out. And also I've learned, just through the years, rocking with the homies from Good Life, the Project Blowed, and watching how you learn the independent business model to kind of shape yourself just based on trial and error from like the mid-90s on through.
Okay.
So I would say that, also, hey, it helps to, be associated with other things that are happening, be it a social networking presence or a reality TV show.
How about you, Khule?
Well, me, I don't really I really continue to do music because I like to. It's like holistic to me. If I stop, I might, go crazy or something. So, I don't really trip about, these days, what it's going to do, what it's not going to do, right. That much. I'm just, I'm using the time right now to kind of like dibble and dabble in other styles. Like, say, like the Good Life Bully Project. For me, it let me get a little more hard, a little more street, and instead of like, doing like a California type of CD where it's a lot of intricate styles and things going on. I can do more things, as far as me playing around with the music. So I don't have to take it as serious as when, I was at my peak, as far as people feeling it or whatever, or me, touring and stuff like that. But I still challenge myself to have fun, to, I'm always trying to create my next biggest song.
Right.
Yeah. And also,
but not for the reason that people would think. It's because that's what I want to do. I want the next, my next biggest thing. I always say I'm in competition with the last best me, not nobody else. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to outdo anything that I ever did that people thought that was good or great.
And if I may add on real quick, so first premiered in the market, other forms of music that rap fits, like EDM hitting with dubstep and just, the festivals and things of that nature, the beat scene.
Because I know you really was doing the dubstep thing for a minute, really on a lot of that production, man, which
back
to me really was catered for what you do, Myka. Like that, when I seen that and heard what you were doing, I was like, that's just catered for Myka, man. That's just a lane.
But
for
that kind of came from, back and forth in New York, not only dance hall and jazz, which is kind of like a conglomeration of my style, but then with the house music, and that carrying on past the movements with Planet Rock and Kraftwerk on through to the drum and bass that we heard when we first went to Europe in like 92 or whatever we went.
And it's a real hint of the Egyptian lover type,
big, and so even now.
The original Ellay style, fast beats with the 808s.
Yeah. So it's different markets,
Here's the thing, though,
demographics and
there's
genres.
so much to talk about, man, and there's no lack of like subjects to hit in real life. You know what I mean?
Of course.
So my thing is that it shouldn't take you no long. If it's real life happening at the speed of life, you should be kind of right there and knowing what's cracking. You know what I mean? Kind of sort of like, and using the melody and the rhythms that's going on with the day. I think when these youngsters kind of listen to all the stuff that you done made previous, so they have something in mind that, so when I see how many beats I get sent today. I try to like fulfill oh wow, you know what I mean? And it works out. And a lot of times, like I say, it's just if somebody is speaking to me through a beat, I'm speaking right back too on what I got, what I'm going through, and what I see. So that's forever. As long as I'm living, that's going to always be cracking.
That part.
Forever.
And that digs into other ways of permeating the market. I also did like a project where I was trying to open up the Comic-Con market, and it was a soundtrack for a sci-fi horror motion comic, so you get different requests and different projects. And it's interesting when you see people coming up, the youth, it's not just young kids that are into the EDM rap or the trap rap, but they're into traditional hip-hop sounding rap and the jazz fusion and even the ragamuffin. You hear it all as you come up, and I think it's important that they can answer those questions that you just asked. How do you permeate the market if you intend to use this as a viable career and not just a hobby?
Okay, I dig that. Now, my next question is that because everybody, we're talking about this history and we're going back as far as to the 80s and stuff like that. So let's assume and that put it on the table that everybody here is grown, very grown.
Things.
Yeah, right. Adult
Trey.
Contemporary hip hop. How do y'all feel about the ageism or age bias that exists in hip hop music?
I think these days it's been enough of the debate, and I've seen enough especially in the mainstream, where they're trying to age out cats or age out styles of music. And that's something we didn't do when we were their age.
Right.
Something our predecessors didn't do when they were their age.
Right.
Something everyone in between, I mean, the people that are 40 now, because I'm 49, so the people that were 45 weren't doing it. People that were 40 when they were that age, the people that were 35 and 30 and so on. But these cats, they're like coming up and they're like, oh, we're not with the misogynists, assuming that, we're misogynists or we're ableist or we're racist or whatever, to use that as an excuse of some of the stuff that they're doing, which not only is disrespectful to us as a people, but disrespectful to us as a culture, and it misinterprets our intentions as well as our craft to new up-and-coming people under them. So it drives a wedge and a hot knife through butter through everything that people have lived and died for and the shoulders that we stand on. And when you see cats wearing wedding dresses and deep throat and AK-47s talking about they're married to the game. I don't know what part of the game you're married to. The game, you're giving the game a black eye or something. That's not qualified.
Married to that fuck shit. That's what that is.
Man, I'm gonna tell you, man, and and it started with the tight jeans, and I know we did our skits and stuff, but back in the day, some of the hip hoppers wore some crazy clothes.
I mean, when you go back and look at Grandmaster Flash
exactly.
and what they had on, man, it was a little suspito.
And there always seemed to be a little aspect of money involved when you listen to Curtis Blow or even Blowfly, some nasty raps and stuff. But it was like a one-off here, a one-off there, and there still was a sense of consciousness, and even with the gangster rap, a sense of expose in the street culture. But this stuff, I mean, like not doing it in the streets, and y'all just doing your own thing, and y'all perpetuating your own cryptocurrency.
Right.
Like,
cryptocurrency.
I don't know, man. It's its own. But I'm not knocking the kids because, again, I like to encourage the young musicians.
Look, I'll say this about the ageism thing. Like,
wow.
Wow. We are the only genre that does that. Mm-hmm. And that's hip-hop in the age that we live in now. Because why is that these old rock and roll dudes that's 77 can do, Rolling Stones can do a tour for 86 years.
Okay. Right.
And it still be filled out in the Coliseum. But
When if it's the social club.
But look,
I heard these old band dudes have monitors on the floor with the lyrics of their songs.
I saw Ice-T do that, though. Look, I don't know about no age stuff, but I saw Ice-T do that almost 10 years ago.
Really?
Yes. He got the what do they call that? The screen
teleprompter.
Teleprompter. Yeah. I seen him do that.
That's crazy.
Or they got the ear where the lyrics are in the ear, and so you can't tell,
like
but they're hearing a version.
Cheaters.
Hey, they did it.
Dirty business.
No, but the young dudes, they say, y'all owe something this and you owe this and that. And I'd be like, look, you want to get to the age that I'm at, number one. It's not old, it's wisdom.
And tell them the truth. The young cats, there's some young cats out there that's dope. And there's some young cats out there that'll whack. And they say that we whack them because they're young. No, we whack you because you whack. Because if you're young and tight, even though you're new cats chopping
just don't come whack.
Right.
Just don't come
whack. Just don't come
Forgive my intensity on the subject, but, I've been asked that quite a while.
Man, I got so much more we're going to get into, man, but we're going to take a break, man, get into some of these videos, man, give some of the people the taste of, man, what we're talking about, the history, let some of them see it live, man. We still going to rock out. Don't trip, man. So y'all check out these videos, man. We got some hot joints, man. Some of the people that you've heard mentioned in this conversation, man, is Spotlight on LA Underground Legends.
I got a running, we're for man gunning. Can't kill him coming, beat him like a drumming. Baby, you can do without if it ever pull it out. This one's for you. It's something like a summon. Always lethal, this is never stunning. Got a better rap than a Rampart Popo. Hating is a no-no, make him shake it slow-mo. Now pull the string like a motherfucking yo-yo. All but lonely, I like to write solo. Now pull the string like a motherfucking yo-yo. Break it like a stolo, bitch like a stolo. But you know I gotta do more. Fuck y'all puto, fatter than the belly of a sumo. Ace, the numero uno. When it comes to dogs, yeah, I'm real raw. I'm like Cujo, you're like Pluto. Yeah, you got some obvious, I'll take it in a few more. Put up the deuce, what you really wanna do, bro. This real talk, don't get it missed with crew, bro. See, I got the sucker punch, working for the dulo. Home dog Bruno, good shit the noodle. This is a must kick your dust like judo. You should get a new hoe, cause your old one stuck to my nuts like chocolate kudos. That way, that way, that way. Black women leaning more towards their European. So many face jobs like a divisional face mob. Who else I'm seeing with that face on? Come on, Ma, you was perfect the way you are. They spit bars, I spit bullion. My CD's worth something, like you got a billion on. Make you feel good about yourself and stuff. Little ratchet with a lady's touch. I don't mind you pole technicians, but this is what I'm wishing. I hope you catch your feelings, cause I don't see no ceilings.
ceilings. Are y'all ready? Somebody say ho! I can't stand these ceilings. I reach the top. I reach the top of your building. I'm about to jump off. You better catch your feelings. You better catch up. You better catch up. You better catch your feelings. I'm tired of these ceilings. I reach the top. I reach the top of your building. I'm about to jump off. You better catch up. You better catch up. You better catch up. You better catch up. When they came to our life, we checked the po-po. I was turned down and resurrected by B. Hall and Coco. When I got out of jail, she came and picked me up. Then we went to Project The Good Life, and tore shit up. And on the backtrack, in fact, we met Fat Jack. He made sure we was good with every LA underground track. So we'll continue to do this just for you. But trust this, B. Hall is the one that pushed it through. I look at hip-hop as a contact sport of sorts. Half of y'all don't really know how to get in that position because you can't contort. How deep we go with an underground West Coast flow. Or how deep a bitch can spit with a microphone when she's doing freestyle flow. Somebody pass me a ball. Bass, foot, it don't matter. Long as you don't look, I'ma catch and scatter. All these bitches don't really matter when it comes to the microphone. And check your chatter.
If y'all ready for your next live act, somebody say yeah.
Yes, sir. Here we go. We back. Spot on. Featuring LA Underground Legends. Right now, we brought some people into the building. My man, Abstract Rude.
Bless up.
From Masked Men. And then we also have Ben Caldwell from basically the Chaos Network, one of the places that one of the longest running hip hop workshops took place, which is Project Blow. So welcome y'all here, man. Glad y'all was able to come through, man. I'm very appreciative, man.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely, man. One of the things that I wanted to speak to you guys with, man, as we spotlighting this LA Underground thing is just the administrative aspect, because you guys seem that you were very involved with the administrative aspect of what was going on in these scenes. Ben, I would love to get with you, man, to really understand how you were able to how'd you get with these guys to end up doing Project Blowed and allowing that to happen? Because, you know, Good Life actually started, and I know that we went from the Good Life into Project Blowed. So how did you get involved? Who approached you? You know, how did that even happen for you to get involved? Because from that spanned, you know, you got Bananas going on over there, so many other different things that's in the community as far as grassroots community hip hop stuff that's taking place at your venue, man. How did you get involved with all these young guys in this hip hop music?
Yeah, well, how you doing? My name's Ben,
hey.
And yeah, I initially got involved in this because of UCLA. UCLA, I studied ethnographic film.
Okay.
And so when I moved to DC for 3 years, I saw that I wanted to focus on modern culture. And so in DC, I started chasing down go-go.
That's
and
that.
go-go was really pretty deep, so I was like, what does happen in New York? So I went to New York and got to Studio 54, and saw what was up there. And then, like, when I moved back to Los Angeles, I talked to Charles Burnett. And Charles and I are filmmakers. And we had talked about doing something on modern culture. And so that's how I got involved. I started studying.
I see. And who did you meet first? So was it Ab, AC?
Oh, no. Now, the thing that's interesting is that I started it with the first rapper that I saw that was really, really tight was Yo-Yo.
Really? Okay. You're a Yo-Yo fan, huh?
Yeah, Yo-Yo came to me at 13 off
Wow.
the script that we had. So preceding The Good Life, we had iFresh.
Okay.
And iFresh was a script and an idea about a underground team of rappers that went throughout Los Angeles and performed. And since I was right on the corner from K-Day, I talked to the owner of K-Day and told him that I was working on a film that was shining a positive light on hip-hop, and that we also are creating a street team that travels.
Wow. Okay.
So with that street team, that was how I got to meet Daryl with the Curl and Pee Wee Jam, which later became Ganja K. Yo-Yo, Candyman. I also, the earlier portions of Radiotron, I worked with Roger Smith, who was rapping after Ice-T. He was one of the rappers. So he and I set up a template of us rapping and then me being a video mixer. And we went around and won a lot of underground club events through the West Side. We went, all the kind of like Power Tools and these kinds of clubs that were popping up. And so I did the video, and we called it Hollywatts, which was an aggressive use of video media and ideas. And so we did that and won a lot of underground performance team experiences. And then during the day, for 5 days a week, I worked with gathering and working with kids from Watts, Compton, the Wash House, all the way to whatever kid that would show in. And I chose Lamert Park specifically because it had 10 bus stops within a 2-block area, and you could go anywhere within the city and get there to my place.
Wow, strategically placed. That's interesting.
So I ended up choosing the place for that reason, and I actually, in the process of doing this, a lot of people focused on what we were doing, and 2 companies really blew up the best for me. And one was Cal Arts. They saw the work that I did, and they offered me a teaching position at Cal Arts. And then the other thing that was interesting is that me and Janie, who later became Falasha Day, who owns The Good Life, we were dating, and part of what we wanted to do is to put together a health club with rap in my place, but things changed, and she hooked up and made the same thing happen, and I helped her do that.
Okay.
So The Good Life is really connected through the adult portion of the LA scene.
Wow.
So that's how I started working. And so out of that, I saw through Jam D, another the adult person, I met the Freestyle Fellowship. And AC and I and Myka, actually, I got to see Myka out at Cal Arts because he was with Joseph a lot. And so I got to bond, and he got to see me working that way.
Okay.
And another thing that people don't know is that Cal Arts backed me on having the night class that later became Project Blowed.
Wow, incredible.
It's a part of a class. It was an integral part, and Ace and all those guys know because they took the workshops with us, at Ab and at Choo Choo and
and this is incredible because most of the stuff when I'm having these conversations with these people, I know the history already, but this right here, I'm blown away. I'm like really like I didn't even know your history went that far. Like I just my introduction to you was always from the Project Blowed, and I thought it began from there. So to hear how deep that it goes and how far back in all the associations is mind blowing.
Yeah, so some of these earlier guys that came in, like I said, like Candyman, he was just so fluid and such a good little young rapper, and they had conscious rap with it. That's something that we're coming out with now. Actually, I'm revisiting that because what is happening is we're actually going to do a whole class at USC around iFresh. So we're doing it as archival kind of cultural look because it's really folk art now.
Wow.
It's 30 years old.
Right.
And so it's really a folk art that kind of got frozen at that time in history because the music, the styles, the dress, everything was totally changed by that next group that you were talking about, how Easy. I actually worked with Easy in them. Easy tried to come a lot at my place, but I didn't like how he was shooting the sisters in the head and kicking them out of the car.
Right.
I'm like, man, dude, change that. You know you had a love affair, love with some woman. That's what iFresh is about, is a fresh approach to looking at your culture.
Incredible. Good history. Good history. Now, Ab, man, you got so much history, man. It's I'm just going to let you go on the run, man, as far as what you were able to do. And I'm thinking administratively, you know what I'm saying, as far as the things that you had your hands on as far as this underground scene is going on, man. Give them a taste of what it is, because, I mean, me and you go back to the good life. You was a youngster during that time, man, and I watch you come into a grown man and really stir the pot, man, on a lot of the stuff that's going on with the LA Underground, man. So, tell us a lot about that.
Yeah, basically the good life, I heard about through my crew, Tribe Unique, which was a dance crew. Mm-hmm. So we represented house dancing, the house dancing movement back then. Mm-hmm. So was you a dancer as well, or you was always the lyricist? I was a dancer as well when we first started it. And then I had to leave away for like a year. I had to go down to San Diego and go live with my aunt, because I was kind of getting a little bit too much for my mom.
It happens. My mama sent me to New York to my daddy.
There you go. And my uncle is like pun size, jupe size, right?
Right.
Sit him down here. You gonna mind somebody,
right?
And we also couldn't get me in a good school. It was like couldn't afford private school no more. Couldn't get into magnet school. Was on the waiting list. So I had to go away for a year. It was 1990. And that 1 year from 90 to 91, Tribe Unique just exploded and developed at such a fast rate. They grew like a lifetime as dancers in that 1 year. And they were always like a few years older than me. So I was only in 10th grade. They were like already out of school, just getting out of school, making their rounds to the clubs like Joshua's and Club Nouveau. Okay. Where all the house dance circles would happen. So my homie circle was dominated by dancers. But what would happen is whenever we would come around MCs, they would be like, oh, Aaron can rap Aaron, because I was rapping too. Okay. But when you hang around all dancers, you don't rap that much.
Right,
you know what I mean? Right. Only when we're done dancing and maybe the instrumental part of the beat is playing for a little bit. So I was really looking to vibe with some more MCs outside of just high school once I got back here. And they started dancing for Big Al, which is one of the rappers at The Good Life. Right. And so
shout out Big Al, man.
Shout out Big Al. And so eventually we started going up to The Good Life with him. And I had aspirations to kind of be his little homie. Right. And he was kind of like, all right, he coming along. He got to grow a little bit more. You know what I mean? The bars was almost there. Mm-hmm. So basically it was The Good Life. We heard about it. Zulu was like, you got to go there. If you want to rap, you got to go be around the MCs. Mm-hmm. So I went up there and was just too young and dumb and gung-ho to even know to be that nervous. Mm-hmm. Got booed off the mic in the first little please pass the mic.
You gotta please pass the mic at The Good Life?
You remember the last 15 minutes where you were rhyme?
Oh, yeah, when they just had to open the mic. Yeah. That's this free form.
And a young Reckless was next to me at the time. And Khule and them, you could tell they wanted him to rap. So whoever was going to rap, you would have had to have been just so dope. Because they were like, we want Reckless on.
Right. And for people who don't know, at The Good Life, we had an Apollo philosophy there where we would say, please pass the mic when you wasn't bussing right.
You'd get Sandman.
Yeah, you would get Sandman. The whole crowd would start screaming, please pass the mic. So that's when we say that, that's what we're talking about, and that was a humiliating thing. But go ahead. Finish your story.
I knew that, okay, I need to sign the list because they give you a little bit more leeway.
And you get the spotlight on you compared to trying to compete with everybody on stage at the end of the night.
Right. You can still get booed off.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But you can prove yourself better with that opportunity. Mm-hmm. So after, I was accepted, I'm like, I got to keep coming back here. So it went from me just really loving it and it going into the Fellowship having their deal. I was a big fan. I was listening to all their tapes, Volume 10. And so we understood that the fellowship kind of went through a breakup, and we're kind of reeling. AC was back there, and eventually I just got to a point in the whole brotherhood where he started noticing me. We started building together more, and we started linking up, making music. And basically, just for me to get into the administrative part, it was a void. It needed to be done. I had a fresh license. A lot of these cats had warrants. So we hopped in my car.
And that's a real thing, especially in LA, boy. The police out here, boys.
The Blue Shield was cracking in the 90s, right?
We came up in the Rampart District days, homie.
So Fish and Khule and Red, we'd get in my car. They'd hide behind the little, clean dread, you know what I mean? And we were able to go around and make a lot of things happen to put our compilation together. And from there, I just stayed affiliated with AC and was just there for whatever he needed, and then little by little he gave me more leeway. He saw I had good ideas, and the trust was gained, and we just kept mashing together.
That's super dope. Yo, we got a call that came in. Caller, who's in?
Hello.
Yes.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm okay, sir. How about yourself?
Oh, I'm doing fine. I just was sitting over here enjoying the show here.
Thank you. I appreciate you tuning in and checking us out. What's your name?
Huh?
What's your name, sir?
Bud.
Bud?
Yeah.
All right, Big Bud. What's popping with you?
Oh, I just wanted to tell you, baby, I'm playing with you. I ain't seen you in about 20 years, and I'm a riddle of this real quick. Born Allah, I have to give you the most proper respect here. First, real big hip-hop cat on the West LI representing that 5% as well as Christianity. Used to put the knowledge and the information and cold lyrics. And I appreciate the show that you're doing.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you, man.
The next brother right over there, Abby. What's up, Abby?
What's up, bruh?
You
what
know
up,
the
bud?
voice. It'll get to you in a second. Wow, the information y'all kicking tonight is just beautiful and off the chain. I actually wish, and if you do it again in the future, I hope I'd like to come out and holler at you. Much respect to Dr. Ben. Khalid Salam says hello. And to all y'all, this is Duke of Earl, Underground Nation. I wish all my other family who just left, I could have
What up, Duke?
DOE, much love, brother.
What's up, family? Y'all doing a good show. Props to Sheena Lester, who's watching y'all, and Felicia, who picked up the phone, handling her producer tip. I love y'all. Keep going, keep going. Most of y'all, I had to go see Dr. Ben. Most of y'all are on Instagram and Facebook, whatever, Earl Martin. But I love y'all. Keep doing what you're doing, and the people who are watching this or see it back and replay, your guests that have been up here, these are real lyricists, all different styles. God bless Ganja K, R.I.P.
Yes, sir. Blessing, blessing.
Love to that Big Al, who should get more propers.
Absolutely.
As well as, Big Al is real propers. But I'm out. I'm going to get back to letting y'all rap and zap. God bless y'all, brothers. Peace. One love.
Thank you for calling, brother, man. Thank you, man. Peace.
Yeah, thanks.
All right.
That's super dope, man. It's just, I don't know, just walking the street, you don't get the accolades, man. But sometimes when you get it from people that's calling in these type of situations, make you feel good, man. That people actually notice. You know what I'm saying? Like you put this work in for so many years, man, and doing these things, man. Just to hear somebody acknowledge and say, "Hey, I seen you do that. I peeped with this, man." You never get enough of him, and it's very appreciative, man.
Word up.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, you were telling us about as far as the administrative aspect and stuff like that. Now, let's go into like musically, because we had all the other MCs up here, man. I would love to hear your history, man, as far as the crews. I know you mentioned ATU, but I know you had other affiliates and stuff that you've done, man. Tell us about that as well, Ab.
Well, yeah, we met Fat Jack. So I came back the summer of 91. And literally by August, we had already met Fat Jack, and he was going to be our producer.
Right.
He instantly fell in love with us. soon as he saw them dance and heard me rap the first time.
Big up Fat Jack too, man. He's
Big up
one of
Fat
the,
Jack.
Yeah, he's one of those unsung heroes, man, as far as producers is concerned, man, in our circle, man.
Yeah.
Real ill cat, man. Real ill.
Definitely the sound architect for everything. So they had a crew. He had a crew already called Mass Men, MASSMEN. And it was spawned from a group they had called Mass Ministry. So then all the homies became the Mass Men. And there were people like Zagu Brown and AWOL 1 who were already down, and Minister Too Bad, that were already down with him, as well as Mr. Grimm at that time. So I loved that because I was like, you know, dancers, I need to be around more rappers.
Right.
Yeah, I'm from the Mass Men instantly. So that would have been our other affiliation, and you know, his big brother, peace be upon him, Dijon Clark. He had a production company, so they had hopes and aspirations of trying to get artists signed. That's what it was all about back then, was trying to get signed and get a deal. So from the time I came into the good life, ATU was already going around having meetings at labels like Motown, RCA, MJJ, Epic, all over. We eventually got signed via Capitol to Grand Royal. But our whole thing was to try to get out there and be really big. So I was affiliated with Mass Men, with Zagu Brown, AWOL 1, Fat Jack. We had mostly demos. Our demos would get covered by like Herb Magazine, Rap Pages, Unsigned Hype coming up. We were in that whole thing. So but we went independent because we had to. You know, we were the artists who were supposed to be signed. But then the industry decided that it didn't want our type of artist. It didn't want abstract rap anymore.
Right. But you got to think during this period of time is when you had the real boom of gangster rap that took place.
And everybody was in on it. The media, the magazines, the radio stations. Everybody was in on it.
I think about the period of time during Def Jam, man, when they signed all those West Coast dudes, and I was like, "This is Def Jam." Like it was just bugged out. Like everybody was jumping on the gangbang music bandwagon at the time, man. So it was a crazy time, man. And I think it really pushed back because as far as LA history is concerned, the lyricism and the b-boying that took place that we're speaking about really was in the forefront or the predecessor to gangster rap. You know, like that gangster rap stuff all came. Even when you look at Ice-T initially when he came out, he was very Zulu Nation oriented. You know what I'm saying? He was dressed up in all the little straps and the big gargles and everything. It wasn't until he did 6 in the Morning that he started getting on into the traditional LA gangster rap type stuff. But even him, prior to that, he was b-boyed out. You know what I'm saying? So it's amazing how the shift took place, and it put the real MCs and the real b-boys kind of on the back burner.
Yeah, you remember lyrics like, "I don't bang, I rock the good rhymes." The whole scenery reminded me of good time. He was clowning. By some young punk that needs to pull his pants up. Oh, what? You don't like sagging? Okay. And then another one, remember 8 was like, me sell drugs? No, sir. I know, sir. I'm a rap singer. I'll go down like a Compton gangbanger. And Eazy-E, don't forget his first single on the radio. Hip Hop Gangsta. But no, I'm on the radio. I'm not in the streets. I'm just on the radio.
It was in denial.
I always smoke weed. I don't
smoke weed or stress because it knows to be brother brain damage.
And brain damage on the mic came, man. What happened?
Fast forward a few years, we have the Chronic album.
What happened?
On that note,
non-gangsters? I thought y'all was not gangsters.
On that note, man, we're gonna break to this video, this Freestyle Fellowship. I'm gonna have you come back, man, when we bring Freestyle Fellowship up, man. We can sum up this conversation. But you listening to Spot On, LA Underground Legends. Holla at us.
Spot On.
This could change your life. I mean, lyrically change your life.
My mind state
it's uninhabitable. If you travel to the gravity, will pull you through cavity and trap you in a rabbit hole. I'm ununderstandable and unfathomable. My mental plane's unlandable, and my brainstorms will make paddle boats out of battle quotes. You and I are incompatible, set of animals, mammal, hand-to-hand combat with cannibal commandos. My spit highly flammable, my tooth enamel, ammo. I remember the Alamo, I saddle up camels on the Nat Geo channel. I'm up out the gallows with 2 calico candles. The scandal of a bandolero vandal is unimaginable. The gamble with a weak preamble, damageable, delicate damsel. I'm branding my Lambo, Lando Calrissian. Can't samba with sambos. I rumble with ramble, style listening, tetrahydro cannibal. I'm having a ball, laughing at y'all. Dudes just can't handle the raw.
See, that's what I'm saying. Your brain is being changed right now, and you can't help it. You can't help it.
Since Audubon, I was the walking M. Shyamalan, Dorsey Don, prom night phenomenon, spaghetti on my cummerbund. I'm already John Paul Getty in the Serengeti Ramadan. You don't want me, hit the Chevy down Avalon. Sparks are fly, hit everyone. Mario Andretti is the heavy one. Yeah, get crazy on the Avion. 80s baby, ain't no telling what I made become. Something out the woodworks with rabies, mouth full of ladies come. They play me daily, I'm so shady, Conor Grady. Junk in her trunk and she's shaking it like she's Canadian. Young Sanford and son, I'm pimping white girls and Asians. I beat the brakes off from Mercedes drum. Tear the roof off this motherfucker and your bumper. Fuck you pay me.
See what I'm saying? That's rough. And that's hard. See this one right here.
Guess who's coming to breakfast this morning? The charming, disarming, warm morning. Karma alarm, storm forming, George Foreman, storming, Norman, longshoreman. Born in California, you wanted, I have it for you. But it's habit forming, I'm an avid traffic roller. Rapid transit controller, start your motor, young hornets. From the dusty dormant to the African booty scratching Mormon. I feel enormous even when I'm dormant. Thorn in my side for more torment. Get it cooking like McCormick. My performance formless, your endurance harmless. Those who bear arms leave armless, reputation tarnished. Darnest thing to see an artist. Being honest and earnest, I rediscover Copernicus. Don't have me turn this into an MC carnage. For those who think they go the hardest and farthest, centuries to capture what we harness, the harvest. Woo!
It's all in your cerebellum. And you can't stop it from dumping. It's like that bass in the drum. I got the dapple raps that be splatting and flat. Applejack perhaps. Master Green Jacket to go with the cream chaps. Johnson & Johnson's baby batter in the right hand of slap. The sun is so shining, and I like that. Belinda got a big old booty, like a backpack. My hand is a big old fan. I'm about to slap that, and I get a raffle to dazzle. To the point she talk smack, get pimp slap, and I broke back. Get a big Kareem footprint on the lap. Kicked out the Cadillac, Gucci bone crack, sleeve stack. What happened to that? There's no get back. I'ma leave it right there in your basement. Can you trap? Can I get my cognac? Hey man, this right here, this could change your life. I mean, lyrically change your life.
Double up. West Coast with the fullest. Yes, y'all.
Peace. Welcome to Spot On, featuring LA Underground Legends. I'm Born to Law. Right now we got the Freestyle Fellowship here. I wanted to have you guys to have your own special segment, man, because you guys are such the backbone to LA Underground, man, and what I know of LA Underground, man, especially when I go back to the history of the MC Aces. Right. You know, like I feel with you guys, with the MC Aces did, with AC Alone, Myka, Teaspoon, what you guys did, like, man.
Freestyle Fellowship, Hakuna Tai.
Yeah, you know. Tell me about that. How did y'all end up coming together? Well, before we get into that, let's talk about the foundation of it. Myka, tell me about the MC Aces and how y'all came together. You, Eddie, I'm calling it Eddie, AC, and Teaspoon.
Dig. Peace. Lineage as such I was rocking the old handle back in the day, getting my initial rhyme book going, and my first handle was brief. It was MMC, and I had the rhyme book, and that wasn't working, so I quickly switched to Microphone Mike, and then there was a crew that I heard that was rapping at
And
Mulholland.
I don't want to cut you off. Where did Microphone Capone come in? Because I've always known about that. That was
those
my
are surnames. Because
there was a surname. Okay, so he's never official then.
I would hear older rappers go, instead of Curtis Blow saying, I'm Curtis Blow, he'd be like, I'm Curtis Blow. You know, they had their little surnames. So I kind of was thinking about my Microphone Capone, or even back then, Myka Hakim, or just like other words to flip it. But my main handle, of course, was Microphone Mike. And I had the rhyme book, and the kids that was rhyming at Mulholland, they, you know, initiated that the 9th grade going into the high school thing. So I was going to Birmingham in the 10th grade, so they started going to Birmingham as well, you know, because they were in the 9th grade, and then Spoon was in my grade. And so Spoon and AC, they had a crew, mind you. They were the MC Aces. It was him. It was Teaspoon, ACE. AC alone called himself ACE. Iodine Maniac called himself Teaspoon. It was Diamond D, a dude named Diamond or something like that. D something, and it was a dude named Easy T. And I battled Diamond D and served him, right? And like, they wanted me in their crew. You know, basically I battled in their crew like hip hop do, right?
Right.
So I'm rhyming with them, and then we kind of low key kicked out the other dude, the Easy T dude. You know, he was just kind of like too quiet, couldn't flow. So it would be me, Spoon, and AC, and we were just some young cats. Nobody else was really getting down like that. We just battle other MCs like you rap, but they had good raps, but you know, couldn't take it. So you run into a dope MC. But then they couldn't extend with the freeze and things and the patterns, and then when it was crews and, you know, just destroying, right? And then amongst each other, there was never a determination as to who was better. We never battled each other like that. It'd be, okay, you was hot that night, or I was hot that night, or y'all two was hot. I was like, you know, we would have these drum drills where you had to drum and rhyme and keep the pattern and keep the subject matter. And these were things that we would all work on, but they actually were teaching me at one point because they would just stop and get quiet and get mad. And I'd be like, what? They'd be like, you know, roll some weed. What? You were keeping the beat, you were keeping the pattern, but you fell off the subject matter. We were talking about whoa. And, you know, just things of that nature that helped me become a stronger MC, and just, you know, cats you can rhyme with. And
that's super intricate for some
word nerd out with.
Rapping and stuff.
Cats you can word nerd out with. So becoming the MC Aces, moving right along, you know, becoming the MC Aces and moving forward, we recorded on Target Records, which was the record label that was stationed out of the Crenshaw swap meet. We did about 3 songs, and then I also did another single with AC. We had a short crew called MOM, Minds of Music or something like that, and we did a song, Single to Mingle, with Quarter Rock, and I think some other cats, and that record got pressed. So we pressed a few records before The Good Life, actually.
Right.
And I did the Go Jesse Go thing with Mantron and just little stuff. It kind of kept us geared toward recording. And Teaspoon would always beatbox and record. He had a way of multi-tracking on 2 boom boxes, and what he would do is he would speed up the wattage so it would record us faster on our first initial takes, because, you know, as generations go, it gets faster and faster. But then he would go back and use his key to slow down the wattage in the boom boxes. They had a little yellow toggle switch.
That's a lot of technical stuff, man.
We had the tightest songs. To this day, I love to record some of them. Shout out OD or me while he's there.
Right.
He had some of those.
The pause mixes was like, you know,
the pause mixes,
right?
The break. Shout out DJ Play-Doh. I did my first demos. True point. I did my first demos with Pun.
Really?
DJ Pun and Play-Doh. And DJ Paradise. You dig, from the radio, and Curtis Harmon and them. They all crewed up with this cat Greg Royale, and I ended up doing like 89-90, a remix for the Wailers. Greg Skeeves, Greg Royale. Yeah, like that all happened. So
I heard that y'all like Attorney played us that one day.
Crazy, right? So you stumble on these tunes and these crews, but crew wise, MC Aces.
Oh, I remember that. Was that Bing Bong Bong?
Yeah.
Bing,
MC Aces was the foundation of, I believe, because of my relationship with AC. Imagine, I'm in the 6th grade, AC's in the 5th grade, and I meet him on a rainy day. Like, he's rhyming. I met him introduced by somebody as an MC. I've only known him as an MC, even though we grew up in the same neighborhood. You dig? And so that core became re-solidified because we didn't kick it that much in junior high. He went to a different junior high that I did. And so then high school, hooking that up again, and MC Aces, and that kind of easily led into the fellowship because him and Jupe lived across the street from each other.
Okay.
You dig?
Okay.
And he's rhyming, and we're all in the same neighborhood. So, and the Good Life was where it galvanized more, and then that's how cats like Peace added on for fellowship, as well as Sumbi and Ganja K, rest in peace, and Khule and a few others. And then also our relation with Abstract Rude, which formed another crew, which to me is similar to MC Aces.
Right,
because
the learning thing didn't stop there.
The haiku talk.
You know, he was talking about how, you know, he learned or maybe felt like, oh, this inside joke. I felt the same way when I got like, you know what I mean? Oh, damn, what? They used to, you know, give me the same treatment. Like, I'm like, what am I doing wrong? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like making you really feel bad. Like,
right.
Oh, okay.
Because it sounds like, man, Freestyle Fellowship, like y'all really used to be on some like, curriculum. That is the best way to describe it, man. Like y'all really had a curriculum, man.
I think we brought that to the Good Life.
But look,
right, you did.
The please pass the mic ethic in a sense. And look, I must highlight, you and me got it in for quite a while, a year or two even.
Oh, yeah, man. When we lived around the corner from each other.
We lived around the corner. Me and Bourne had this tradition where we might have had some 22s, some Heinekens, and we got into this box in the studio I had, and we would just had our ammunition, our beats, our rhymes, and we would just rhyme
for hours.
I bullshit you not. It could easily be 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, take a break, come back. And we would rhyme till we would sweat. I know I lost weight.
Right.
You probably lost weight. It was just me. I know how dope he is. I know when we go there.
When you was in that
all that, the different styles, and just, man.
I remember Papa LQ and like Corrupt like got me in like we were in like this Cherokee, like his big like homie or whatever, like a brand new Cherokee, and we was just rhyming for a long ass time, and I was like, damn homie, this fool is hard. And I was like, he was like, yeah, I'm Corrupt, homie. And I was like, man, you need to get in you need to get up in there.
Right.
Look, I had one of those with
I met Corrupt through Peace.
Oh, yeah?
Peace brought him up to the Good Life one time and said,
You been Papa LQ.
I was just going to say, did you say Papa LQ as in Laquan? Now is the beat turn? With AM and PM? No, I knew the dancers.
Right. So how did you end up getting, how did it become a crew? How did it end up, I know y'all all together and with rhymes.
This all happened. Oh. Well, name-wise, I remember it was me and Ace. And we was at my mom's house, right, in front of that little place, leaning on this black gate, right by the little stairs by the door. And we were like, what we going to call it? Because, you know, we'd been recording, soon being them, everybody getting it all together and stuff. We doing this. The core crew was going to be called the Heavyweights, and the umbrella crew was going to be called Freestyle Fellowship. And I just thought it should be called Freestyle Fellowship because freestyle is what we call improvisational rap, and we wanted to make sure that we redefined that. And there was a tribe, a posse, a crew. We wanted to be something other than that. Fellowship, you know, and fellowshipping with it, you know.
Right.
So then
he was throwing up names, and that stuck. It was almost like when you said like, oh, you should be Jupiter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I was like, oh shit, yeah, right.
So when we had the full recording, remember like all the Khule and Sumbi and Melody. As well as Keyshawn, they were involved in the original recording.
And now we speaking about more.
So we consolidated it at the point.
Keyshawn,
yeah, you brought up Keyshawn. Look, let's play his video right quick, and then we're gonna come back and then really shine a light on my man Ganja K, man, which is one of the cornerstones, man, of LA hip hop, man, that came up with our crew, man. Let's get into this video, man. This right here, man. Ganja K, rest in peace. And we're gonna call it
Welcome to the West.
Who is that? I ain't trying to talk to anybody. Who's that on there?
Supernatural.
Yeah, bring in. That's the old homie from New York. Let me talk to him. Supernet. What's up, my nigga? What's cracking? What you got going on? Okay, ain't nothing to it. Ain't nothing to it. About to give my son something to eat. Get us some breakfast and shit going. What you got cracking? Oh, you talking about moving out this way? Is that right? Do you know what's up out here, though? Do you know what's really cracking out in the West? Yeah, all right, I'll let you know. I'll come scoop you from the airport. But I'm going to let you know how we get down out here.
prodigy of all my G's, they got that street philosophy. From birth to a hearse, I come first like a colony. My 4/5, so make sure you get the pick properly. We the ones with the guns, y'all probably all fear. Don't wanna fuck with my lotion and post up in Hollywood. I'm a soldier, catch me posted up for Figueroa. Misdemeanors and felonies, about a Chevy Nova. Catch the capital, we who ride up Hennessy. My niggas gang bang from the IE to Venice Beach. We true to what it do, and we stay way cracking. Don't mistake and think we all faking up out here acting. If you know about me, do you know that I'm thorough? We came a long way back since the Jerry Curl. Visit the West, I bet you gon' love it. But just pack a bulletproof vest in your luggage. To all non-distinguished guests, welcome to the West. Welcome to the West. Drive-by homicides, our bud is the best. Welcome to the West. Welcome to the West. Crippin' blood state, low riders pancake. Welcome to the West. Welcome to the West. To all non-distinguished guests, welcome to the West. Welcome to the West. Yes. Welcome to the West. Yes. Welcome to the West. Welcome to the West. Westside, Compton, Watch, Long Beach to Pasadena, Pomona, Corona, out to Loma to Reseda, all the way from San Fernando to San Bernardino, from South Central niggas, San Diego to Encino, the Bay to Ellay, we stay up on the grind. We about more than the sunshine and the Hollywood sign. Pants sagging, last dragon, showing up wearing chucks. Dodgers, Raiders, Lakers, Angels, Kings, and the Ducks. We like a gang of untrained pit bulls off the chain. We ain't all trying to get a star on the Walk of Fame. We ain't got no manners, put back hammers on them glamours. It's not glitz and glamour, different color bandanas. We don't play the birthplace of Crips and Bloods. I'm here to tell you what it is. Fuck what you thought it was. Come visit the West, you gon' love it. But just pack a bulletproof vest in your luggage. To all non-distinguished guests, welcome to the West. Welcome to the West. Drive-by homicides, our bud is the best. Welcome to the West. Welcome to the West. Crippin' blood state, low riders pancake. Welcome to the West. Welcome to the West. To all non-distinguished guests, welcome to the West. Welcome to the West. Yes. Welcome to the West. Yes. Welcome to the West. Welcome to the West. Niggas on jet skis up in Phillies and Impalas. Got other states trying to emulate our gangster persona. The West Coast got them both, college and hood scholars. Not only movie celebrities is making good dollars. At the Winter Olympics, you gotta own your ice. We like to share the pie, but gotta own the biggest slice. WC, Tiny T, from Isaac King T. Too Short, E40 and CUBE. Mixed match to Spade, Doc and DRE. Pop Snoop and the dog, POUND. Far side, Diversified, Freestyle Fellowship. Funky Homo sapien, souls of mischief. We like to make the gay smack, do it so unruly. Everlasting bass, Rodney and Joe Cooley. Come visit the West, I bet you gon' love it. But just pack a bulletproof vest. To all non-distinguished guests, welcome to the West. Welcome to the West. Drive-by homicides, our bud is the best. Welcome to the West. Welcome to the West. Crippin' blood state, low riders pancake. Welcome to the West. Welcome to the West. To all non-distinguished guests, welcome to the West. Welcome to the West. Yes. Welcome to the West. Yes. Welcome to the West. Welcome to the West.
Consider this an invitation.
Yo, Ganja, what up? It's Snap, man. So I was thinking about what you said, bruh, and I'm gonna make that move.
Love your videos too, Born.
Yo, thank you, man. Yo, welcome back. Spotlight on. I'm Born to Law, Freestyle Fellowship, Ellay Khule. Yo, on this segment, man, we was mentioning, my man Ganja K, who we recently lost on. It was Christmas Day. Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve, yeah. And Ganja K was one of the pillars, man, of Ellay Underground, man, along with all these other brothers, man, that was here, man. And I really wanted to take the time out to speak to him because I know one of his initial highlights, man, was with you guys with Freestyle Fellowship on To Whom It May Concern, man. And how did that end up coming? Because I know with Freestyle Fellowship on that first project, man, you guys had, Jay Sumby was involved as well. I know Ganja K was there, and there's one other person that was.
No, it was a gang of people because it was a lot of people.
People were involved in skits. Poppy, Larez, he was the one that went psych.
Right.
You had Ora. You had Maddox, Ola as well. You had again Melody, Jay Sumby, and this was an interesting story about the tape that we did. we did it on a 4-track that wasn't done in a studio. You dig? And I brought my records to Sumbi, told him how I wanted to loop my particular songs, and I probably got in like at the skin of my knuckles right on time. So as I'm there, he's already in the process of mixing some of the other songs. And as you know, with 4 tracks, it does the same thing too, where it kind of speeds up the tempo, but you can slow it down.
Yeah.
We had some other chords I brought, and then we put it in the 1/4 inch halfway in, and it did a sub trigger, like it did a MIDI kind of trigger. It was like an error, like it was a feedback sound. And we ended up using that as our final bass for all the tracks. So our tape bumped more than any other underground tape because we did a full empty track of just this feedback that was like all bass. So it's just
right.
Listen to Sunshine Man again. You hear
That's
what I'm
crazy.
talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
Because it's so crazy.
But we
man,
discovered that at the same time when we was working on that. That was
what I love about Ganja K's legacy, man.
Yep.
He really brung in the weed aspect, like even prior to Dr. Dre coming in with the Chronic, you had Ganja K that was the weed head, man.
Ganja K was one of the main fellowship members that was like your sixth man, if you were to look at it that way. But when we consolidated the group, it was around the time when some decided to stay independent and some had their own independent deals. For example, Sumbi wanted to stay independent with Mellow D, whereas we decided we wanted to go and try the major label route, and all the resources and what we could learn from that. Ganja K at that time had developed his deal with Palace Records, and he was more interested in pursuing a solo endeavor. And, not too long after Bombay passed, it was just enough that Ganja K was rapping again. So whatever your decision was at that time, we felt that fellowship was kind of like a carry-through for him. And socially, we would hang out with Lord Create and Steve Baldry, who made all our clothes and jackets and things, and we'd go back and forth to Vegas and do shows with RBX, and that's how I met Snoop before he was like a rapper out there. I knew Snoop and stuff, and like artists or such, and Dr. Dre, been knowing him since like the Uncle Jam's Army. Right. That's how I've been knowing Warren G.
Because I became
Ganja K was like the homie from the West Boulevard area over
Pee-wee
there.
Jam.
I say Pee-wee Jam was known as at iFresh. Because he was one of the guys telling me they had a cat named Microphone Mike. And I was like, wait, I'm Microphone Mike. And I was like, why don't they get me?
Right. That's a hell of a thing when somebody had your name back in the day in hip-hop where you had to battle for that, man.
He bit that,
though. Was active, though.
Everybody knew who Microphone Mike was.
I say Ganja would remind me of, or he kind of was similar to like the hustler because we was all going through whatever, we was like rappers and we was passionate, but cats was like, some cats was living bad, you know what I'm saying, and this was art, but cats wouldn't, you could tell like what's up with that freshness, you had cats that was from New York, you know what I'm saying, hustle, you could tell, I'm fresh every day, kid, right. You know what I'm saying, this ain't nothing to me, you know what I mean, but it was like some dudes on the West, they took that lyrical thing too, like, but like didn't, it was what it was, but we wanted to be fresh.
Right. And Ganja was Ganja
was like, he was like, no, man, I ain't, you'll never catch me like that, out of pocket like that. You know what I'm saying?
Ganja was about
out of pocket. I'm in something nice.
He was about that coin.
He was about that coin, but he still had that level of like, he would serve you. You know what I mean? And because he was with us. Yes. But he was like, with us and doing that. Yes. You know what I mean?
Teach.
That's so true. It wasn't just weed rap. It was hustle-minded mentality. Right. Hustle always. Right. I think hashtag hustle always. It would have been Ganja K's like life hashtag before hashtags became hashtags. Right. And just you heard Ben earlier. I just want to say this, talking about his history at iFresh, and he brought up how he met Daryl with the Curl and Pee-wee Jam.
Daryl with the Curl.
And Daryl with the Curl, who was like this pre for us, even probably MTV Raps, pre-Pump It Up kind of figure that you would every now and then see on TV. And he had DJ Curl Activator, which was Jay Sumbi. And now you heard on the Knox song when Satch says, then it progressed with styles up to iFresh, MCs like Ganja K and the West Coast Nyne. So he validates right there what Ben was saying, that Ganja was one of the early MCs pre-Good Life, at the Eye Fresh.
He was.
So he goes back to that, and like predating definitely the Chronic album.
Yeah.
He was Ganja K, the Chronic MC, him and Bombay.
KMC was another handle.
KMC.
That's what I knew him
as. Ganja KMC. Chronic MC. Or Chronic MC.
We took some Purple Kush to New York when we was signed, obviously.
Yeah.
We was in Brooklyn or whatever. And we met these females or whatever, and the loft that they rented for us, we was above, like, I forgot, some little ice cream parlor. So the women that worked in there, we go in there high or whatever, and they was like, they was like, y'all from Ellay, huh? You know, they had the little gold teeth, you know what I mean, or whatever.
Right. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, you know, whatever. Yeah, if y'all come through, you know, later on or whatever, they come through, we smoke them out,
memory.
And they was like, what you put in that weed? You put something in there.
Oh, yeah.
And they was stuck, and we was just like passing it like, you know,
you know what's
cool?
so interesting?
It was regular.
Is when you talk about waves of people, not to tangentize, but the disparage between information exchange from the East Coast to the West. Yeah, that was his weed.
All right.
The East Coast to the West Coast, how back in the day it would take a little longer for trends to kind of, you know, transmogrify, if you will, or transperm, or, you know. And what's interesting as a people, you know, you had your wave from people from the South that went to the West, and this wave or that wave on through to the Bay, people from Atlanta, Mississippi, and stuff. Music did that, and tribally we did that as well. And it's just interesting to note how that might have affected cultures. Because when he talks about the weed, for example, that we got from Ganja K, rest in peace, you know, there would be cats. And now why? You know, because you were more of a bi-coastal cat. They would ask you the same questions.
Of course.
Did you ever get that? Is it really gold in the streets? Like, is that real gold? Like, do they really got this boom that if you hit it one time, you good all day?
But
we trying to tell them. Yeah.
I used to go to a law school. I used to go to a law school in Mecca, and one of my elder brothers, man, firstborn Prince, when he used to see me, he'd be like, "I know you got some of that good Cali weed."
and with ganja, it traveled before.
But what did we say?
But let me say this though.
Let
Let me say this, because my brother Bilal is the one who actually signed him to Palace, and Bilal used to tell me. Yeah, Bilal was telling me about how, because Ganja was very adamant about bringing his weed with him, because his mentality was
everywhere.
Everybody was smoking booth every place else.
He bought it everywhere. That's what I was just about to say.
Everybody was smoking booth. Right. So and Bilal was telling me how this is prior to before 9/11, when it was a little more lenient and shit. How Ganja would get his weed to New York with him and stuff, man. Like, and I was like, well, that's a real head, man. To the point where it's like, you guys are smoking booth out there. I have to bring my own.
Keep in mind, it was super loud through the bag.
Oh yeah,
that part.
And he'd have it just in his upper jacket pocket. So whoever was to the left and right of him or whatever on the plane was kind of like, what is this dude smelling like?
Hey, let me ask y'all about this. Okay, it was, and now, you know, I don't want to bring up no past BS, but look, I heard of a story. You know, we was supposed to go down there with y'all. I heard of a story that was, you know, a little hip hop clash between Ellay and Oakland. That Ganja K was a part of.
The battle between y'all and Iroh. Please give us that, because I heard Ganja K tore Casual's ass up.
Oh, I heard that too.
Is that
I
true?
heard that too.
Did Ganja K tear Casual's ass up?
No, here we go.
Myka set that straight. No. The answer to that is no.
No, we're going to get this right.
It didn't get that deep.
We're going to get this right. We're going to get this right. I don't think I need headphones. Here we go. Check me out.
I had to bring that up.
And tones. I'll try to be brief.
These are the hidden jewels, though, in hip hop that people don't know nothing about.
It was a session. It was a heated session.
A miscommunication.
That's a battle.
Where I said serving a Homo sapien stew, right?
That's a battle.
That's a battle. A heated session is a battle.
You know what I said? I had a rhyme where I'm saying serving a Homo sapien stew or something, right? And they thought it was a sub. And so I'm listening to the radio show, and then they say some shit. And one woman, they were talking it and said, I can't quite quote, but but they actually went on a few bars and was kind of and I'm like, wait, I love you guys. I love the third eye. I love the triad style. Each one had their own different triad style. And if you go back and listen to what I'm saying, you'll know what I'm talking about. The way they ride, like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And I was like, I dig the whole thing. And y'all West Coast, I'm already seeing the whole vision. So we get up there, and initially we're gonna squash it. And back then, it's very unique. Young cats, some of the cats are still in college. I want to shout out Tajay up, y'all, all of them, please. Casual, all of them, good bros. We all, we good fam. They hung out and cried together. We all good fam. So we up in there, and it's not just a fellowship. It's pretty much the Good Life Project Blow sort of vibration. Almost everybody except for maybe you or you.
I wasn't there. I was supposed to go to.
Word response, right? So but I do recall Teeny being there, me and Green. I do recall Ganja K being there. I do recall a couple other MCs being there, and definitely our crew in full force.
Did this take place in Oakland or Ellay?
This took place in Oakland. We were invited by Domino to their house, right? And we go up into this attic, right, in their fly little house, and it's just fly, and it's all flat, and it's like beats. Totally designed like they were prepared to battle. They had drone. We blew about 31 blunts because I counted. And by the time we had the 31st blunt, we supposed to go to the club because we touched down and it was like, oh, it was a miscommunication. We squashed the beef. We chilling. Everybody chilling. Imagine it's all these brothers chilling all up in this attic. Mm-hmm. And it's just we baked out of our minds. So everybody get up. We about to go to the club. Then Casual kind of sets it off. He's like, man, fuck that shit. Y'all niggas know what we came here for. Y'all know what this is. And then Ganja, he ready to just the demeanor of him saying it, don't know it's hip hop. And he thinking these fools want to get down and chunk him. So Ganja, he up just ready to get active. So we pulling Ganja back nah, they want to battle. It's battle. And God oh, okay, cool. And I'm just boom, 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 boom. I just started in boom, 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 boom. I'm just rapping my heart out because I know how hard they are, right? But once I got a little clean on, they a little younger. We kind of got a little more weight. But then they got that game though too, and they got that intelligence to college rappers, and they got the looks and the fucking all the
pay good money to be in that room.
They eating good already, right? They eating good young. You can see the power of their movement, right? But we up there chilling too, and our movement's strong, and I'm just crushing. So then, obviously, the two ones was Ganja and Casual, and Casual eat, and Ganja eat. Mm-hmm. And of course we won, and well, not say of course, but we know the story.
Of course, it wasn't a battle. Yeah, we won.
It was a battle.
That's what I heard.
Everybody run, and then I was on niggas' necks on their side and my side. I started to just kind of go just friendly fire. Fools was crushing, and then I was riling my crew up, and we ate and ate and then ate and then ate, and then we all went to the club.
All I know is niggas called me that night though.
They bowed it down.
Yeah, they called me that night on the phone.
Man, look, let's cut to another video, man. We got this Ganja K joint.
Hey, but Hyro is
all love.
No,
that's our family.
That's official.
That's our family.
That's our family. Hieroglyphics is the
we just keeping it real.
Absolutely. I've seen them eat so many people.
We all gladiators.
Shout out Sophia.
Gladiators.
Yeah, shout out Sophia.
Sophia's my brother.
Oh yeah, shout out Medusa.
We love unity right now. Trust me, I don't glorify in bloodlust and glory.
Right.
That part.
Before we cut to this break, let me send a shout out to Medusa, man. She was supposed to be here, man, but she had a loss in the family, man. She lost her grandfather. So we want to give her some love, man. Let her know we're thinking about it, man. That is the first lady of underground hip hop, man. So big up to my sister, man. Let's go to this video. Ganja K, let's get it in, y'all.
It's all over.
Now here we go, the motherfucking New West on that ass. Something people can fuck with, stop dwelling on the past. Ganja K lights it up, the indica and the hash. Just because I rap fast don't mean that I'm on blast. Here we go, the motherfucking New West on that ass. Something people can fuck with, stop dwelling on the past. Ganja K lights it up, the indica and the hash. Just because I rap fast don't mean that I'm on blast.
What I need to change for, what I need to change for. We living by the same code.
I need a change for.
Get shot in the stomach, watch your bladder split. If he don't die, he gon' have a lip. Magnum fall, but that's swagger shit. I'm the omega, the Afro pimp. See deception with my third eye. I got that view like a bird's eye. Then I melt him like acid on plastic. Potassium chloride. I'm not that nigga that a chick chatter. Behind your back, I'm a captain, nigga. I'm the real, you an actor, nigga. Try to get on Fear Factor, nigga. Got it sold up with a double stitch. Guaranteed a direct hit when my text spit. Not the average citizen, these niggas are sweeter than cinnamon. I blast in a mass for Benjamins, a different dimension I'm living in. They call me the almost, can't come close, I deliver. I brag in the boast like James Amos, I stand and deliver. Full throttle, empty 40 bottle next to the clutch. Pass me the dime when it's crunch time, I shine, I'm clutch. Can I take the real like a $1 bill, you counterfeit. My name and my game has been ordained, ain't gon' change for shit.
Since back sporting cane goes, attack from different angles. Nothing change in the game, but the names in the lingo. Pimps got the same code, players got the same code, hustlers got the same code, living by the same code. So what I need to change for? What I need to change for? What I need to change for?
I shake the fake maneuver, 9mm gauge in my Ruger. It's whatever it takes to get through you. Still your weight, you the biggest loser. I'm busting the clip is empty. Get out of my vicinity. Infinity, entity, penny, serenity, enemy, but my identity. Ain't nothing changed in the game, it's been the same for all these years. A lot of these bitch ass niggas need a motherfucking pap smear. I show you niggas what a god is for, just to change my status quo. Catch me if you can, nigga. Leonardo DiCaprio. Stay hard on soft in Boston till I'm lying in the coffin. I try to initiate the peace, but first you started salting. I'm Captain Satan though, I like when they say I'm a capable. These niggas out here is filling out air, they so deflatable. Don't get nervous, cause like a circus, my only purpose to clown. I'm so fly, I never surface, or ever touch the ground. I'm hotter than no flame, all my pockets do is gain. As long as I succeed, no need to change a thing. Hey, let me get my change, man.
Pimps got the same code, players got the same code, hustlers got the same code, living by the same code. So what I need to change for? What I need to change for? What I need to change for? Since back sporting cane goes, attack from different angles. Nothing change in the game, but the names in the lingo. Pimps got the same code, players got the same code, hustlers got the same code, living by the same code. So what I need to change for? What I need to change for? What I need to change for?
Straight hoodwink.
Yo, welcome back. I'm Born to Law. Spotlight on Ellay Underground Radio. I'm saying Ellay Radio. Ellay Underground Legends Show. Giving love to everybody, man, and the backbone of Ellay Underground hip hop. Giving big love to our recently fallen soldier, Ganja K. Long live Ganja K, man. I got some instrumentals in here, man. Let's let these. I want you to some of these people to see and hear what we talking about, man, and how we get down, man. So we're going to wait for Jupe to come in here, man. But while we waiting on Jupe, man, I have a quick question, man.
I don't know if he coming back.
I was about to say, I don't know if he was coming back for the rap.
Oh, he gone? Okay, bet. So we can get it started, man. I would love to get it popping, man. Let's get a couple of bars in, man, before we get out of here. I want to say thank you guys, man, for coming through, getting it cracking, man, and talking about this history, man. This is something that we need to really get out here, man. These cats need to hear what it is, man, as far as this LA hip-hop stuff is going in, man.
Facts.
However y'all want to do it, man.
By 4 crushes.
Man,
MCs did
let's
it.
do
Entities, no discussing, no rushing. No my
rushing.
style, just bust styles, is boss now. Just let me express my curmudgeons and filibuster. Send them down into the dungeon, plunging, lunging. They're funny curmudgeons. And they're in a conundrum. They don't know that Mike Nine starts and abundant styles flowing. They bounce. They don't know what's bumping. I tell them I'm the king, the town. No, it's more than rulers. I let them feel it. I even know I'd shout out E. It'd be pure to the love out the skillet and the propane gas jet flame. I want to shout out poetess and Sheena Lester. Let's not be the molesters. Let's just show these chesters and gestures what's a real suggestion. Let's just build up the queens and goddesses, no question. Yo, love and peace and sending it to the healing of my sister Medusa. And indeed, every god and the divine mother who felt it and the goddess. Let's be better producers. Let's be soothing the soothsayers with naysayers that are being displayed and rebuke them. Let's nuke them. Let's go nuclear popular. Let's feel them like, let's tell them they all Satanists, and I rebuke them. Let's get live with it. I mean, my brother born, Allah admit it. Got my other loved one, Ellay, Khule, he hitting Rifleman. I got my loved one, Abstract Rude. Give him that scorpion sting. Let him just feel your mood.
Never stifling, I'm never trifling. When I'm coming through, reading the Bible again, reading the Holy Quran. My brother on the right, be reading everything to give us insight, and I'ma shed that light. Here I go again, live from the MorrisMediaLive.com studios. Thanks for them for their truly wonderful facility, for bringing us down here so we can rep the energy of Project Blow and the facility and everything that it has meant to me, which presently has been everything that has taken me to the essence of being a hip-hop king. This is a dream I am living like Martin Luther King, in the decision to fight against and always maintain the resistance. For instance, we had our sessions happen and the police came in and caused a riot, but we wouldn't keep quiet. We came back. We had to meet with them. I ain't down for meeting with the police, but we had to bring wisdom, and so we were able to keep our place going. Shout to Ben Caldwell, the old man that always keeps us on point, that doesn't just treat us like a father, but lets us run the joint the way we want to. He always works with us, even though we fight each other. You know, boys gon' do what boys do. Yo, making noise with the crew and always keeping my poise too. I was chosen to. Yo, you get frozen through when you come step into this atmosphere. It is too cold up here. There is no sun, there is no moon, there is nothing for you, only to be consumed inside of a mental tomb. And now you have been exhumed, and now you are coming back, reborn from the womb, but only the mental womb, not the womb from your mind. Here we go again, I drop a bomb, and we are lyrical phenomenons, tetragrammaton sound when I'm coming through the compound and break you down. If you missed a shot, I'll get the rebound.
And get the rebound. You know this is the G sound. Lamert Park, 43rd Crenshaw. That's what we found. You know what's going down. They say, man, you a king. I see why you wear that crown. Of course, it's filled with Jews, but don't you know I'm Ellay cool? And guess what? I heard they spread the news, bad news. Had crews, niggas smashed back in the days, but I don't really give a damn freestyle, cause that's all ways. You know I grew up on Broadway, but then I moved to La Brea and Adams. If they rapping, I get at them, I smack them. Just like I was they pops, but never give a fuck. I got a rag on my head like Tupac and 2 Glocks, 2 rocks up in my socks, and I'm trying to sell them. You know, whack MCs, I gotta repel them. When the homies is how I'm belling, I'm talking about hard. And if you're trying to battle well and cool, your face gon' get scarred. You know, I'm like Marley Marl, cause I got more juice than your crew. Get it? Okay. You know, I'm the big daddy, and I don't even need a cane. I've been doing this cool G rap since I was a little thing. Get it, man? Yeah, you check out my main. I ain't lying, okay? Now we in the animal jungle. I never gon' fumble the ball. And I don't give a fuck with none of y'all call. Cause Mr. Rifleman Freestyle, I'm hella raw.
What? Yes, sir, man.
When it's story time, you can find me on the Morris line.
That's nice right there.
Take it back to my dude so he can follow the same vine. Heard it through the grapevine. I'm sorry, I don't mean to take your time. Another black on black hate crime. I don't want to waste mine, but I love that girl with a thin waistline and them thick thighs. Hopefully she can call mine and we'll take time to go out. Yo, I'll throw out my best lines. Tell her I'll take her out for the best time, best wine, and we'll have the best dining. From the crews that do the best rhyming, and I always complete my homework assignments. I'm up early, I'm up late rhyming. I'm out with the owls, up with the rooster, letting them know that any style you got, we all got it downloaded in our computers. My brain and memory scan has done more than you have ever been to. Walked many more miles and my feet ran in the sand. And I'm always hitting the concrete until the rhyme sounds complete. Yo, we gonna bring it together, and all of you whack fools are just gonna tweet. You stay on social media every day complaining. I listen to that shit and my energy just draining. Like, uplift the people, bring gift to the people. I'ma pass it to my nigga, cause you know that he will kick your seat.
Man, before Run DMC was going, here we go. I never thought I'd be in Morrison Media Studio, talking to my cats and spitting these flows. Yo, here we go. It's the BORN. A double hockey sticks. A to the H. Eliminate the hate. Let's get it straight. But these other cats is crooked. The tight jeans. I punch him in his jaw and jump up and down on his spine like it's the WWE. G-O-D. Gamazar's the ball. Might catch me at the rallies on the Shaw. You fucking with Born to Law. Emphatically fuck nah, I never fall off. Catch your right cross, Niggas like this it was crucifixes, eat a dixes, picture fixes, they can't hang my style bang like opposite sets. This is about as raw as it gets. Jack a nigga for the diamonds and baguettes. Come out that, actual fact, they lack the ability to get with the G.O.D. Gamazar's the ball. Born all law, Daddy Gray, smack a rapper's face. Have a girl make her chase me around the place. You catch me, you can have some of this. D-I-C-K.
Project Blow,
Yo,
good
I
life.
appreciate it, man. Y'all coming
This is
through
the
here,
life.
man.
Poetess, Sheena Lester.
Shout out to everybody, man. All the LA Underground legends, man, that we spoke to, man. Big up Freestyle Fellowship, Abstract Rule, LA Cool, Juke, everybody, man. You know.
Yeah, we in here, man.
Absolutely, man. And I want to give out some shouts out, man. You know, I want to.
If there's an emergency, I just want to get this rhythm. And if what? The slugs wanted to be more than blood, but the cryptocurrency. Let me just tell them it's surgery that was given for the perjury. Do still hate me for it. Get this open. Just be able to tell it right now. Telescope. They're hoping that the model. Let the dudes want to come with the drum quick. I let them understand it. To be more words to be disturbed. From here to Pittsburgh, man. Get them all up in Brazil. So I can go get my real.
The chops. The chops. The chops.
The box. The wops. The cats that come up and look and rocks. Lock load. No, let them fill it when they're unloading. Explode them, you roll them, swallow them, got ones all up in your colon, all up in your spleen, your pancreas, gangsters, just anxious to bustle and feel what I mean. It'd be like me draining the dream dudes, get the jiggle the vein popping out with a burglar name, get the murder and creeps and murder rate, get crack that back, quick,
man, too much.
That burns from their calcium.
Yo, tonight's show spotlight on. We're gonna dedicate this, man.
Aja McClendon. Much respect to you, Ganja K's children. You know what I'm saying, and family.
No question, and this show is dedicated, man, to Ganja K, Convict Rick, who we are also another one of our fallen soldiers, man. LA Cool, man, lost his pops, man. Ronald Young, you know, our condolences to your family. Self-Juke stepfather Mike Sherman, as well as Johnny Gary's grandfather, and our sister. Oh yeah, Johnny Gary, that's the grandfather of our sister Medusa, and my man Samson, as well. My granny Liz. Yeah, absolutely, man. Big up to all those people, man, and you know that we lost, man. But this is for y'all, man. We keeping your memory alive. This is a wrap, man, for our special, man, spotlight on celebrating LA Underground legends, man. Putting this in perspective, man. Shout out to everybody that came through. Ben Caldwell, Myka, Nyne, Self Jupiter, LA Cool, Abstract Rule. All y'all for watching, of course, man. Coming through Morris Media Studios, man, for holding us down and allowing us to come in here and get it down, man. Right here from beautiful Lamert Park. So until we meet again, this is Spotlight On. I'm Born a Law alias the Apostle Sweet Daddy Crace, representing the Church of Hip Hop and Financial Prosperity, man. And it's all love, as my man Myka Nyne says, man. Peace.
Rock Mike Long, man. Spotlight On.
Project Blow, good like bullies.
Oh, you talking about moving out this way? Is that right? Do you know what's up out here, though? Do you know what's really cracking out in the West? Yeah, all right, I'll let you know. I'll come scoop you from the airport. But I'm going to let you know how we get down out here.